All right, guys. So yesterday we started learning about the three regions. Well, not yesterday, but Monday. We started learning about the three regions of North Carolina. We have the mountains, the Piedmont, and the coastal plain. And we know that all three have very different land and plants and animals. So today we're going to learn a little more about the mountain region. And we're going to look at this. So here's the mountains way over here where the purple section is. This is the mountain region of our state. Remember, we talked about how our state is over here. It borders the country. It borders where the ocean is. So this is all coastal plain. This is Piedmont. And here's our mountains way over here on the inside. So if we keep going, it tells us that there are certain plants that we'll find in the mountain regions. We'll find azaleas, dogwood trees, evening primroses. The animals would be cardinals, eastern box turtles, and black bears. And we're going to learn a little bit more about what each one of those is. So these are azaleas. It's a type of tree that have flowers on them. So it says, azaleas are small trees or shrubs, so kind of like a bush down here, that flower during the spring. So we're in the spring right now. So right now they are flowering and blooming. They have red, pink, or white blossoms. They like to grow in forests with some shade to protect their leaves. Azaleas are native to China, a country super far away, but they were brought to North Carolina by travelers. Azaleas can grow up to 8 feet tall. So that one day when Mr. Cam was at our class at the end of the day, he is pretty tall. He was like 6 feet tall. Even taller than that, an azalea can grow. Okay. They can grow up to 8 feet tall. Their nectar and leaves can be very poisonous. Okay, so we got to be careful. So those are azaleas. That's one plant you will see in the mountain region. You'll also see dogwood trees. They're short trees that bloom also in the spring. Dogwoods have light pink or white flowers and can produce blue and black berries. Many animals and birds love to munch on the berries. Dogwoods grow in thickets, meadows, forests, and deciduous woodlands all over North Carolina. So they grow kind of like in the forest, they might grow in a meadow. The wood of the dogwood tree can be used as a natural resource, just like we used. People use the wood for rails, wedges, fences, and tool handles. The bark can be used as medicine to treat fevers, malaria, or they can use it in tea. So dogwood trees are used for all different kinds of things. And then our last plant that we're learning about in the mountain region is the evening primrose. It's a plant that grows in the open woodlands. So you can see right here what that looks like. And like the sun, they like the sun a lot and just a little bit of shade. The evening primrose blooms during the spring and summer, so they're blooming now also. The flowers last only one day. That's pretty cool. And they open up during the late afternoon and evening when the sun is just kind of going down a little bit. The flowers smell like lemon, which attracts moths. Moths are the main pollinators for these plants, and the plants can produce up to 150,000 seeds every summer. Birds like to eat the seeds. The seeds are also used for medicine and can treat eczema, sore throat, stomach aches, and bruises. So we can use those seeds for medicine also. So those are our three plants that we are looking at that grow in the mountains. I want you to think about one plant that you would like to draw and tell me one fact about. Okay, so you got to think, you got to draw a plant and tell me one fact about it. You've got primrose, dogwood tree, and azalea. Okay, now we're going to learn a little bit about three different animals. So we have the cardinal, and the cardinal is the official state bird of North Carolina. So each state has an official state bird, and ours is a cardinal. Male cardinals are bright red, and females are brown and gray. So you can see here there's a male and a female. They eat insects, larvae, seeds, and fruit. They like to hang out in hedges, kind of like a bush, vines, and forests. Cardinals are great musicians and know 24 different songs. Are they really musicians? No, they can just whistle different songs, right? Both the males and females sing. Male cardinals protect their territory or where they live. They sometimes run into windows because they think their reflection is another bird. Oh my goodness, yikes. We also have eastern box turtles in the mountains, and they are our state reptile. So just like we have a state bird, which is the cardinal, we have a state reptile, and it's the box turtle. They are the only terrestrial turtle in North Carolina. The eastern box turtle can grow to be 6 inches long, so they might grow like about this big. They live 25 to 30 years. They like to live in wooded areas and forests, and they hide in bogs and swamps when it's hot. They can box up completely inside their shells when they feel threatened. Box turtles love to eat strawberries, blackberries, mushrooms, grasshoppers, earthworms, and snails. So you can see right here, it blends in very well with its surroundings, right? Because it's colored like the leaves in the ground. And then our last animal we're going to learn about today is the black bear. And black bears usually live in forests, but they're also found in the mountains and in swamps. They make their dens, that's what they call their house, in a cave, a burrow, or other sheltered spot. So they like a shelter over them. Sometimes they even make them in tree holes high up above the ground. They mostly eat grass, herbs, and fruit, but will sometimes eat other things like fish. The big bears have a very good sense of smell, ooh, like a pup. And they can often be seen standing up on their hind legs, like this guy down here, sniffing smells, scents. The black bear's coat has lots of layers of shaggy fur, which keeps it warm in cold winter months. They may be large, but black bears can run up to 25 miles per hour. So they can run fast for how big they are. All right, so for animals, we have a black bear, we have the eastern box turtle, and we have a cardinal. So you might want to keep this video up while you work because I can't link our video and the PowerPoint to our seesaw activity, sorry. So if you need to, you can rewind and go back and pause so that you can look for facts. Remember, you need to pick one plant and one animal. And you can do this just on a journal, on a piece of paper at your house, and then snap a picture and send it to me on Seesaw. Or you can choose the notepad feature or the drawing feature on Seesaw, and you can draw it that way if you like to draw on the computer. I think it's kind of hard to draw on the computer. Please don't just draw me like a flower. Like, be detailed, right? Because some flowers were on the dogwood tree. Some flowers were in the bushes where the azaleas were. So be very detailed with your picture. And then underneath your picture, I want you to write one fact that you learned. Make sure it's a complete sentence. And you can absolutely copy words from the PowerPoint if you need to help you spell. On our next video, we're going to learn about the Piedmont where we live. So remember, we do not live in the mountains. The mountains are farther to the inside of our state where all the mountains are. And you might have been there. So pick one plant and one animal. I can't wait to see.